People love to say that Disney ruined Star Wars, and although I do not agree with that statement, there has been some really bad moments in the last 10 years. Here are my 5 worst moments from the Disney Star Wars era. And make sure you hit that follow button for more Star Wars content. Honorable mention goes to Han Solo's weird surname reveal when Solo. I do not know why we needed some weird little lore reason that Han Solo has his name, but for some reason, that's what we got. The tease we got of Darth Plagueis and the Acolyte was just the nail in the coffin of this series. When this show was announced, I thought it was a guarantee that we were going to see Plagueis, and not just in this weird, creepy hand reveal at the end. Completely pointless, and it's going nowhere. My cinema's reaction to Rey Skywalker at the midnight release was absolutely hilarious. It was just the icing on the cake to this terrible, terrible movie, and by far the worst in the Skywalker saga. I think it would have been really cool if she just owned the fact she was a Palpatine, but this weird attempt at fan service just did not hit whatsoever. I don't think I've ever let out a more disappointed exhale as I did in this moment right here. Somehow Palpatine Return might just be the cringiest line in any Star Wars movie, which is saying something because the prequels, although I love them, have got some really bad dialogue. The Acolyte was frustrating for many reasons, but this one takes the cake. Allowing the twins to be born by the Force, or the Strand, or whatever it was called, with no repercussions is so frustrating and so wrong. For those running to the comments that are going to say, Anakin was born by the Force by Palpatine and Plagueis. Yes, he was, but not in the way that you think. Plagueis and Palpatine were trying to cheat death by manipulating the midichlorians to allow them to live forever. And yes, I know loads of you love that term. Quote Palpatine, "This was unnatural, so the Force, in order to balance this, created Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one who was the embodiment of the light side." At the time. The myth that Anakin was created through the Force by Palpatine and Plagueis is a complete myth, and this just completely undermines all of that storytelling. Anakin is the most important character in all of Star Wars. The entire saga is the tragedy of Darth Vader, so by rehashing the way he was born and making it really simple in this prequel series is completely undermining and just disrespectful to the entire canon and what George Lucas created. And this moment right here is by far the most frustrating and infuriating moment in all of Star Wars. We had waited and dreamt of seeing Luke Skywalker on big screens again for over 30 years. And this moment, waiting 2 years since The Force Awakens, seeing Luke being handed his father's weapon, his old weapon that he has not seen for 30 years, to then wait, and the opening scene of The Last Jedi, chucking it over his shoulder like it's a piece of dirt, was the most infuriating thing I have ever seen. Since the last time that Luke saw this weapon, he threw away his lightsaber and was willing to give up his life rather than slay his own father, which then redeemed him. And to think that he has not seen this weapon in over 30 years and just goes, nah mate, throws it over his shoulder like a piece of dirt, it's just ridiculous. We've had decades of the expanded universe of Luke being the most powerful being in the galaxy, and the fact we wait 30 years to see him on screen, chucks his father's lightsaber away, takes off his robes because he was just randomly wearing his Jedi robes at the time,